Bayern Munich go into the Santiago Bernabeu and defeat Real Madrid 2-1 in the first leg of the UCL quarterfinal. The two teams who have faced off against each other the most in the history of the competition, the two teams with the most wins and most appearances in the history of the competition. This matchup always delivers, and today it was no different. Bayern finally get the better of Real Madrid, but that's just one game. There's still a second leg to be played 8 days from today at the Islands Arena. So Bayern get the second leg at home, which I'm happy about. But I feel like Bayern could have put that game and that tie away sooner. And in that second half, I feel like they let their foot off the gas and they allowed Madrid to get that goal. And now Madrid feel like they have a chance because they do have a chance. So I feel like Bayern are the better team and they have been the better team all season. And today, I think they were the better team, especially in the first half. But it's just like, damn, bro, you just allowed Madrid to get that goal, and now they're probably confident. They're feeling confident going into that second leg, which I don't like. But overall, that game, obviously, my bias aside as a Barca fan, talking about the game itself, it was an amazing game. It was an amazing game from start to finish. I mean, I couldn't take my eyes off that game. I'm sorry if you're an Arsenal fan and you're watching your team. I don't blame you, obviously. You're always going to watch your team. But I'm sorry if you didn't watch this game, because this game was way better than the Arsenal game. I was watching the Arsenal game in the background. Obviously, Kai Havertz got that goal near the end. But this game was just amazing, bro. In the first half, both teams had so many chances. Bayern, to me, were the better team. They kept most of the ball. They had the better chances, in my opinion. Obviously, there was the Upamecano chance early in the game where, I think it was Kimmich who sent the cross into the box, and then Kane finds Upamecano right near the penalty spot of the 6-yard box. And Upamecano, I'm not going to blame him for the bad finish because the ball's kind of behind him. So he shoots it like it's a weak shot. And Alvaro Carreras is able to get he's able to boot it off the line. But that was the first chance that Bayern had in the game. But then after that, after the first 15 or so minutes where Bayern were really keeping the ball, Madrid kind of woke up. And they had some chances. Vini had a couple shots that that Neuer made saves on. Mbappe, there was a chance that he had with a pass in behind from Arda Güler where he got in behind Upamecano, and it was on the left-hand side and he shot it, and Neuer made a save on it. There was a pass from Fede on the right-hand side where it's just an insane save from Manuel Neuer, who today, man, he turned back the clock and looked amazing. But both teams had chances, you know what I mean? There was also that chance where Thiago Pitarch makes a mistake, the same way he made a mistake against Man City in the second leg, and Courtois bailed him out. Today, Lunin bails him out because, he has his back to goal, he gets the ball from Lunin, he's passing it back to Lunin, and it's just a really, really weak pass. And Gnabry just can't finish it. But you could see that both teams were cooking up. But again, I feel like Bayern Munich were the better team. They were keeping most of the ball. They were in control of the game. Their midfield was cooking, man. Pavlovic and Kimmich were so good. And then, right near the end of the first half, Bayern Munich get a goal. And it was a well-deserved goal, in my opinion. It's a really bad pass back from Vini. And then Kimmich kind of just bodies Tchouaméni off the ball. Kimmich then finds, obviously, Harry Kane, who then finds Serge Gnabry. And then Serge Gnabry with a beautiful pass in behind, Trent kind of falls asleep there. A beautiful pass in behind to Luis Diaz, and then he puts it past Lunin. And it was 1-0. And in my opinion, a well-deserved 1-0 lead for Bayern Munich up until that point. But like I said, man, both teams were creating chances. Both teams were trying to go, it was just like a super back and forth game. It was like a basketball game, man. These guys must have burned 2,000 calories playing this game today. They must have ran 15 kilometers, each player on the pitch, because the way that these players were running, it was insane. But like I said, I think in the first half, Bayern Munich were the better team. Olise was cooking Carreras every time he had the ball. It was just give me the ball, allow me to have this dance. Honestly, it was just give me the ball, I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to do whatever I want. And Olise was so good in that first half. But like I said, man, both teams just played a really, really good first. Both teams had chances. I think Bayern Munich played a really, really good first half. I think Real Madrid had some chances, but they were sloppy. That's what I'm going to say. I think Madrid didn't play a great first half. I think they were sloppy. Their passing was sloppy. They weren't really able to deal with Bayern Munich's press all that well. Bayern were pressing them really well, winning the ball back in dangerous areas. And Madrid just kind of looked overwhelmed. They looked overwhelmed, which you usually don't see with Real Madrid in this competition, man. A lot of times in the UCL, no matter how bad their form is domestically, in the UCL, they kind of go into another gear. And today, it just seemed like they were overwhelmed by Bayern Munich's intensity and their speed and their overall quality. So, like I said, to me, despite the fact that both teams had chances, and Mbappe, that chance that he had, he should have converted, obviously. But Neuer is just insane. I mean, it is Manuel Neuer that he's shooting that at. So, it happens. But I think despite the fact that Mbappe had a couple of chances and Vini was shooting and stuff like that, I think Bayern Munich deserved to go into halftime 1-0 up. And then in the second half, straight from kickoff, basically, a minute into the second half, Harry Kane gets a goal. Again, it's a similar play where it's a bad pass from Vini back again, and then this time it's Alvaro Carreras, not Tchouaméni, and this time it's not Kimmich, it's Pavlovic who kind of takes the ball away from Carreras after a heavy touch, and Pavlovic passes it to Michael Olise, who again was fantastic today in my opinion. And Olise, man, he just finds Harry Kane right at the edge of the box, and Harry Kane with the inside of his foot to the near post. I'm going to say this. Harry Kane is a fantastic finisher. There's a great goal. I don't want to take anything away from Harry Kane. Thibaut Courtois saves that shot. Let's just be completely honest here. Thibaut Courtois, if he's in goal today, if he's in between the 3 posts, he's saving that shot. That is a savable shot that Harry Kane shot at Lunin. Lunin actually even gets a finger on it. I'm pretty sure he gets some contact on it, but it just goes into the back of the net. But I think if Courtois is in goal today, that's not a goal. But I'm not complaining. None of us were complaining up until that point. Harry Kane gets that goal. It's 2-0. I'm not gonna lie, guys. At that point, with the way Real Madrid were playing, and just the way their morale was after seeing that goal go in, I thought it was over. I thought Bayern were gonna get a third, a fourth goal maybe, and just put this tie away. But we know with Real Madrid in this competition, you really have to kill them, man. You have to put them away early. You cannot give them any chance to breathe. You have to do what Arsenal did last season, where you score 3 goals, and you say, you know what, good night, it's done. You're not doing anything. That's what you have to do, and especially at home, because at home the crowd gets behind them, and it just turns to they take it to that other gear that I was talking about, which we didn't see in the first half. So after that goal, Bayern were still pressing well. There was like after that goal, Bayern were still on their ass, but a couple minutes like after that, Madrid just started getting way more into the game, and there was that mistake from Upamecano where it was a ball over the top of Upamecano, misreads it. And Vini tries to go around Neuer, and I thought it was going to be a goal, but he shoots it to the side netting. Mbappe, the chance that he had as well, where I think it was I forget who it was. I think it was a pass from Jude who came into the game, and he shoots it, and Neuer makes a fantastic save. Neuer made so many saves, but like just so many insane saves. It was crazy. But then finally Madrid get their goal, and I think they deserve the goal today. Like the way they played after Bayern Munich scored that goal, I think Real Madrid walk away with this game deserving a goal, and they got the goal. So, the goal is obviously a pass from it's a good link up from Jude, and then he passes to Trent on the right hand side, and then Trent, who to me today didn't have a great game. There was a couple chances, and there was a couple instances in that first half where he was like just playing the ball long, and there were misplaced passes. I think defensively sometimes he was a little bit shaky, but that pass, that's what Trent Alexander-Arnold can do. Trent can do that at any moment. Did I say Trent or Jude, by the way? I feel like I said Jude. Anyway, I was talking about Trent, who I didn't feel like I think had a couple misplaced passes. Anyway, whoever I said, I meant Trent. If I said Trent, then I said it right. If I didn't say Trent, then I'm saying Trent now. Trent plays a wonderful ball to the back post. Upamecano loses Mbappe. And Mbappe, bro, nearly misses that shit. I mean, Neuer almost saves it. And like obviously thanks to goal line tech, it ends up being a goal. And even if it wasn't for goal line tech, Brahim comes in and just puts it away. But Mbappe nearly doesn't finish that. But it was a great ball. I'm seeing it on the replay right now. It was a great ball. A fantastic ball from Trent. And then Mbappe finally gets a goal. There was also an instance right before he got that goal where, he made an overlapping run. And then Vini tried to find them on the left-hand side. And then Mbappe just shot it wide. But, Madrid were creating chances. They were, they were much better in the second half after Bayern Munich scored that goal. They didn't just give up. And they went out and tried to actually, make this a competitive game, and they did that. And now the tie is competitive overall. And I think when I look at the subs that Vincent Kompany made, I wasn't really that impressed with Jamal Musiala and his cameo. I think he was a little bit shaky. I think he wasted a couple of chances, especially that chance where Olise passed it to the back post, and then Davies tried to find him in the middle, and then he just couldn't finish. I think there was a couple instances where Jamal Musiala didn't look his best. I think the subs that Arbeloa made were great, man. I think Militao came in and looked really, really good. I thought Jude's cameo was good, and I think Brahim Diaz looked really, really good in his cameo. So Arbeloa being down 2-0 against probably the best team in Europe so far this season, in a do-or-die game, like if they score one more goal, the tie is basically over. I think he made the right subs, and they kind of helped Madrid change the game and change the tie. So for me, I think overall, Bayern Munich played a good game, but I do think if you're a Bayern fan, you're frustrated because you feel like you were the better team and you had a chance to just really put them away, but you couldn't do it. I think Pavlovic was fantastic. I think Kimmich was fantastic. I think Luis Diaz didn't have a good game. Despite the fact that Lucho got a goal, I don't think he was at his best. There was a couple counterattacks that he messed up, a couple times where he just held on to the ball for too long. I didn't think Lucho was at his best today, but I think Olise was fantastic. I think Gnabry was fantastic. Obviously, Harry Kane, despite the fact that he's kind of hampered right now with an injury, he obviously gets the goal. Look, I think if you're a Bayern fan, you got to be confident. You are the better team. But it is Madrid in the UCL. For Madrid, look, Lunin we know he's a really, really good backup goalkeeper. I don't think he was at his best today. I think, like I said, that second goal is preventable. I think Carreras, had no answer for Olise, and I don't know how that's going to change in the second leg. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Arbeloa puts in Ferland Mendy, and he plays him, or he plays, I don't know, Fran Garcia, which I don't know how that's going to make it any better. But anyway, Olise he did anything he wanted with Carreras, and again, I don't know how you change that in the second leg, because it's overwhelming quality from Olise, who's one of the best players in the world. So I think Hausen actually looked good, and I think, like I said, Militao looked good in his cameo. The midfield, Pitarch makes too many mistakes. Still, he's a young player, so he's going to make mistakes. I don't think he's quite ready for this. Tchouameni's going to miss the second leg because he picked up a yellow. I didn't think Tchouameni was at his best today, even though I don't think he was terrible. Like I said, I think he kind of gets bodied off the ball a little bit too easy by Kimmich there for that first goal. Mbappe missed too many chances, man. Mbappe, obviously, to me, he was Madrid's best player today. I think he was trying, and he was the one that was shooting, like his shots were the most threatening. Like Vini was shooting a bunch, but they weren't really threatening. And Vini missed that chance where he tried to go around Neuer. So I think Mbappe, if he can have a performance like he did today, but he can actually finish those chances in the second leg, it's gonna be, it's not gonna be an easy game for Bayern Munich. But Manuel Neuer, with the way that he's playing, man, that was fantastic today, man. What he did, he turned back the clock, and we know Neuer has never really fallen off. But what he did today was just simply ridiculous. Some of the saves that he made on Mbappe, that save in the second half was ridiculous. And the save in the first half on the right-hand side from that pass from Fay, I'm pretty sure, was ridiculous as well. So, look, I think this tie is obviously far from over. There's still a lot of football to be played. And like I said, I think Bayern Munich, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't want to say that they should have put this game away because, again, I don't want to disrespect Real Madrid because it is Madrid in the UCL, but I do feel like Bayern Munich had chances to kind of just say, you know what, we're the better team. You're not gonna, this is not gonna happen. Okay, you're not gonna do this on us. You're not gonna pull a remontada on us. But they didn't fully complete the remontada, but one goal is enough. Going to the second leg, only down one goal was a lot different than going to the Allianz Arena down 2 goals. Look at me, it's such a great, this is just amazing analysis, man. Look at me, I'm put me on CBS Sports, man. Put me on Paramount Plus. Like 1 goal is better, being down by 1 goal is better than being down by 2 goals. But you guys understand what I'm saying, just for morale, you know what I mean? For morale's sake, it's just a lot better. And Madrid are in a position now where, honestly, they're kind of giving up on the league. Like, it's just, you're probably not going to win the league. Now, I don't think they're going to obviously admit to that. They're not going to go out and play the B team in the league game, but you can, and they play on Friday, by the way, against Girona. So, in that game against Girona, you can rest some of your players for them to be ready for the game on Wednesday. They're going to have 5 days to rest for that game because it'll be on Wednesday and they play on Friday. So, we'll see, man. But I think, look, like I said, I think the cameos, I think the players that came in that are really inserted into the game, Militao, Brahim, and Jude all looked really good. Neuer, man, like I said, just a fantastic performance. I think that Bayern Munich will win the second leg. I think they'll get maybe like a 2-1 win once again. I think it's gonna be a 4-2 aggregate. Bayern Munich get a 2-1 win once again. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But like I said, Manuel Neuer, man, what a performance he had today. What an absolutely amazing performance he had. We're seeing, like, I feel like if we made a team of the old, like, washed guys, like the all-time great washed, quote-unquote, guys in the sport, like Ronaldo, Messi, Modric, Manuel Neuer, Thiago Silva, they'd still, like, you put them in the UCL, they'd maybe make the semifinal, or maybe even the final. Because these guys haven't, like, they've fallen off, obviously, they're not the same players that they were in their prime. All these guys were either Ballon d'Or winners with Modric, Messi, and Ronaldo, or finished top 3 like Neuer, or Thiago Silva is one of the best defenders of his generation. But you're seeing, man, a lot of these guys are quality shifts. Like, in any given game, they can turn back the clock and do what they used to do back in their prime. And we saw that today from Manuel Neuer, who's been great all season, by the way. But today, in a stage where everybody's watching, he showed that, hey, I'm still that guy. I'm still the guy who a lot of us consider to be the greatest goalkeeper, not just of this generation, but of all time. So, again, if you're a Bayern fan, I know that you're kind of, you should be happy right now, but at the same time, you're kind of like, damn, we should have put that away. But I think overall, your team is better. And I kind of think we saw it today, but we never know. With Madrid, you never really know because their individual quality can come through at any moment. For Vini Jr., I don't think Vini was good. Diving too much. I mean, the dives that he had, that dive that he had in the first half where he tried to grab the ball. Like, you know how players, when they fall, they grab the ball and try to convince the ref it's a foul? That didn't work out. He had another dive in the second half where he claimed that Upamecano fouled him and it wasn't a foul in the box. I don't think Vini was good today. I just don't think he was good. And the passes he was making, there were passes that were leading to goals. Obviously, both of the passes he made back were passes that led to counterattacks that led to Bayern Munich goals. So if you're going to get a better version of Vini Jr. and that same version of Kylian Mbappe who can actually finish the ball, who can actually put it past Neuer, they have a chance. But if not, if you're going to get that same version of Vini, I don't think you're going to win that game at the Allianz Arena. But again, we'll see. It's going to happen in 8 days from today. Pavlovic is gross, by the way. Pavlovic is fucking disgusting, man. What a player he is. He's so good on the ball. I mean, just his understanding of the game is next level. I think Upamecano today, man, by the way, despite the fact that he made that mistake, I think he was really good today as well. Honestly, there was a couple moments where, like I said, in the first half, Kylian Mbappe got in behind and he had the mistake, like I mentioned, but I think overall he was good. This Bayern team is gross, man. They should win this competition. If it all goes to plan, they should win the competition. But as we know, in the UCL, how often does it all go to plan? It doesn't really happen. So we'll see. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. All your thoughts about the game. Did I miss anything here? No, I did not miss anything. I said everything I wanted to say. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for my main course, which of course will be the Barca game. I'm super hyped for that. I cannot wait to see that. But yeah, man, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love every single one of you, and peace out.